Welcome everyone, Rowdy here, and I've got 4 teams for the new Mythic that came out today, Archproxy, Yvendra. And the first one is basically the Scroll Reborn team that I showed this morning, and I just want to do another couple battles. I've been testing all 4 of these teams out in difficulty 12 because it gives you, or at least it gives me, a better idea of what these teams can do, as opposed to, is it good against this kind of team or this kind of team? So what I've got here is Gorgothus, of course, with skull reduction of 75%, which if you have a bad cast of Archproxy, you're gonna Gorgotha, even with his skull reduction, gets wiped. Thrall for mana gen, and I'm using Hope's Crescent, which eliminates all armor from an enemy, deals 50 damage for me. If the enemy's life is greater, it deals triple damage. If you don't have Hope's Crescent, you can certainly use Rope Dart here. That'll strip armor and also give you an extra turn, which is pretty nice. I'm going to do a couple, maybe 2-3 fights with each team, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. And on this team I'm using Stormcaller, which is a constant light storm. So after you cast Archproxy, if it was going to, it'll conjure an Uber Doomstorm when an enemy dies. As long as you're on that same turn, the Doomstorm will be there, but as soon as you lose your turn to the other team, then you'll go back to a light storm, which is one thing I don't like about using this class, but I do like having the constant light storm. It makes it really easy to get a lot of yellow on the board, plus have, whatchamacallit? I don't know. I was gonna say something, but now I don't remember what it was. And what I found out with testing this, if you have a 3 match on Yvendra, usually that's going to be enough to just blow up the board to where you're not going to leave them too much for their, for their turn to try and wipe you. And now we're back to our light storm. Of course, we're one thing off. And this is certainly not my favorite team out of the 4 that I've made. And just while I'm going through this, I have tried quite a bit with the a lot of the dual converters to see if I could get those to loop, and it just seems like these explode the board so much if you can get a really good board that you're not going to be able to loop with this character or this troop unless, you know, you just get kind of lucky. It's nothing like the Divine Ishbala Wrath team where those two just feed off each other. I've tried it with Divine Ishbala, I've tried with King Avalorn, and I just haven't been able to make it work right yet. I'm sure somebody else who's a lot smarter than me has been able to, you know, make a team that is just really, really good. I'm not that person. And how is it that I just happen to be 1 mana short every time? And see, then we'll have a pretty good explosion there, because these Uber Doom Skulls, they really do pack a punch. And I have absolutely no problem just using Hope's Crescent to help me along on my way. So that's just a couple quick fights with that team. Let's move on to the next team, which is MB. I wonder what MB is. I don't know. I mixed this one with Mountain Crusher, Archproxy, and Lord of Slaughter, and mix that with Titan with the Lightning Strike at talent level 70, and your Dust Storm. And I kind of liked it because you can kind of pick and mix what you're doing. So right here, I'm going to have a good 4-match with Lord of Slaughter. And I've got some yellow on the board. And that's where it can backfire on you. But I don't mind because it's actually kind of fun just to see these backfire every now and then. And we've got a 4-match there with that. Now we've got a 4-match with Archproxy. We've got a good match there with Archproxy. It's kind of an interesting little team. And don't ask me how any of these work in PvP, because I don't really do much PvP, and I find it easier to test everything in Explore 12. Hello. Thank you. And we should have a 5-match there with Doomskulls. And let's see, might as well just go ahead and get some mana so everybody's full. And this looks good. Do we have at least a 3-match with yellow? We do not. Let's go ahead and do that and get some brown on the board. We'll just cast Lord of Slaughter. And that's 2 quick fights with that team. Let's go to another team. And if you don't have both of these, well, you'll figure something out. I believe in all of you. And now we're back to basically this first team, except I just threw in Possessed King down here just to see what the explosions would do. So I'll just do maybe just one of these. Maybe I'll do 2. We'll see. Oh boy. We should be fine. What's the worst that can happen here? Oh, you know, something like that. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. And I'm okay with it. And we've got another 3-match there. We'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? A team wipe? Who cares? So I don't think TPK really does help very much on that team, so let's go on to our last team. I'll do 2 or 3 fights with this last one. And this one, I've got Mang. I tried it with Earth's Fury. It doesn't seem to work as well as I would like. So I've got Mang, Thrall, and I'm sure some of you would probably ask, well, can I use Leprechaun here? You probably could. It might be a little bit harder to refill itself to keep providing mana, I haven't tried, honestly, just because I love Thrall as my mana gen. And I'm using Orb Weaver just for the purple and for Entangle from the start, which is nice while you get Mang filled up and cast once or twice, and then Apophysis down here, which does green to skulls, and starts with full mana, gives a little bit of life to the first ally. If you do this right, you shouldn't lose Mang very often. And I didn't really go over this, but I did it in my video this morning. And basically, this just converts all yellow gems to Uber Doom Skulls. Curse Web and Poison Strongest Enemy, which, well, we hope is going to die quick, and 25% spell reduction, and an Uber Doomstorm when an enemy dies. So hopefully this Mang team will not backfire on me. It didn't very much when I was testing it. The only problem I have with this team is sometimes it's really... Oh, I don't want to cast that when I've got that there. Now I can cast this. And I've got green alignment. And I really do prefer to cast Mang twice, just for the fact that then everything's a one-hit kill. But since I didn't need to this time, I didn't. And that should take care of... What was that? Umanath? And we should probably do another one. I kind of like this Mang team. Because even if you lose Mang up front, you can still win this fight. And anybody, if you've got a team, 2, 3, that you've built with Archproxy, please let me know. Leave it in the comments. I want to try out your team. Because there's, you know, a good chance it might be a heck of a lot better than anything I've made. And I didn't spend a whole bunch of time working on teams. But I spent enough that if somebody's got a better one, I want to know about it. I think we're better off casting green first. Well, that went pretty quick. Let's do one more. Boy, this is turning into a very long video. This will be my last fight, and then I will do my best to remember to leave these. I'll leave all 14 codes in the description for you. Okay, we do not have alignment on green. We don't have anything on yellow. That's usually when I'll just cast my second Mang, cast Thrall again. Because, see, if you had Leprechaun here, you're not going to keep refilling Leprechaun every turn. It's just not going to happen. And I think we are better off casting Apophysis there. We didn't even cast Archproxy. So, anyways, I hope that gives you some ideas. And just remember, maybe you guys can think up of some good teams with the dual converters like Zeradar, Wrath, Forest Guardian, something like that. Anyways, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.